Chauncey, what do you take out of a game where you get your 6th win in a row, coming off the trade deadline, and you get contributions from a guy like Tu, who's a rough shooting night, but sets a career high in rebounding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing about Tumani, like, whether he makes a shot or not, he's going to have an impact on the game, you know. It's one of the things I tell a lot of young players. If the only time you ever think you're playing well is when you're making shots, we're not looking at the game the right way. There's just so many other ways you can impact a game. And Tumani having those 14 rebounds, we needed every one of them. We really did. And, you know, had a steal, had a block. He just does what he does. But, you know, the thing that I love most, to answer your question about all the wins in a row, is just somebody new every night that's stepping up, kind of taking the wheel, you know. And obviously Shea hit some big ones in this game, Ant hit some big ones in this game, and everybody else was just there to support, you know, and just kind of be there to do all the other things. And to me, that's the beauty in how we've played.
Do you notice a different confidence with them, like with your group, like just walking in the gym thinking they can win as opposed to maybe earlier in the season?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just feels like everybody is just comfortable and have embraced, you know, their role, you know, and what they're going to be able to do. You know, you just look at, I don't know, when the last time I played Delano. Felt like I needed him tonight. You know, we had to get out the mud a little bit tonight. It was a tough going, you know, for us. And he came in and he was that spark plug we needed. You know, got us a couple easy ones, got our pace kind of going, finished one. So everybody, you know, whether it's their night or not, whether they're going to play a little bit tonight or not, you know, everybody's just been completely on board with what's going on.
Have you gotten the sense in the last couple of weeks since you guys have started winning at this clip that teams coming in are starting to, you know, take you guys a little bit more seriously coming in than maybe earlier on in the season when your record was maybe something else?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we've definitely gotten people's attention. And they come in here and, you know, even before the game, they're just sitting there like, man, wow, y'all been playing great. You know, y'all been playing amazing. And what I love most is they talk most about, you know, how we've been guarding, you know, our defense for the most part, which sometimes you can't control. You can never control if your shots are going to go on, but I feel like you can always control your effort and your defense. And then you're playing against, I mean, the offensive players that these guys had tonight, I mean, it's just really special. But we found a way to get over the hump.
Anything else?
What's been different about Anthony Simons and his floor game? It seems like he's found a groove, not just only as a scorer, but more as an organizer, maybe more than any time in his career.
Yeah, I think more than anything, to your point, with Ant, his patience is kind of, he's taken his patience to another level. He's played in a lot of games where teams take him away, and he's not overdoing it when he gets blitzed. He has complete confidence in when he gets off of that blitz. When two people have guarded you, he's done his job. Now the most important part of it is making a good pass to get it either in the pocket to the 5 or the advanced pass. And when he's done that, he's like, okay, I did my job, you know. On to the next one. That wasn't always the case for Ant, you know. It's similar to my first comment. You know, I tell a lot of these players, like, sometimes you can't score, but that doesn't mean you can't have an impact. And Ant, I think his floor game, you know, has gotten so much better. His playmaking has gotten so much better. You see some of the passes that he made tonight, reading their low man in defense. He's whipping it all the way to the corner, and that guy's catching it on time, on target, and able to shoot the ball, you know. So his floor game has gotten so much better. His patience has, and I think all of those things just kind of come with experience as well.
To that point, how hard is that as a point guard to accept that sometimes you just have to get off the ball, and sometimes that's the play that you have to make, and defer, almost over-defer?
Well, I mean, I think it's hard if you only consider yourself a scorer. You know, once you start leveling up and you say, well, the whole league is going to try to stop me from scoring. I mean, I got blitzed more than almost anybody last year. I don't want to learn how to shoot over two people. I want to learn how to break defenses down. And so he's done a really good job of not like knowing that his value is not only scoring, and knowing if you get off of it and we drive it, defense is going to collapse. A lot of times that ball is going to come back around to you, and sometimes it won't, and you got to be okay with that. And he's gotten to a point where he's okay with that.
What does it say about this team that it's been able to win in a variety of ways on the streaks? There's been like a few double-digit wins, and then tonight you got another crunch time win.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's the one thing that's been consistent is just our defense. And we know that, that's the way that we're going to be able to compete with all of these teams is we got to be flying around, and we got to be playing a lot of people on that next person that comes in has to play with the same intensity. And then offensively, we don't know whose night it will be. You get the ball going, and then we'll just see who's kind of in a rhythm, and then I'll kind of ride that wave and play call and help our guys with that stuff. But you just never know who it was going to be. I think all our guys are ready to step up when their numbers called offensively, but defensively we've just been completely tuned in.
Chauncey, do you call the plays, or do you give the point guard the freedom to do that?
It's kind of both a little bit, to be honest with you. I've done a lot more play calling this year, just trying to help our guys out. What I usually like to do is I get them a few that I like to play out of, and sometimes it's difficult to kind of rebound and play fast and then be thinking about the play, knowing who is where. So I'll jump in and help them, because I'm seeing the game exactly how they are. So I will jump in and help them play call and things like that. I got a little more experience at doing this, so I think it's a little helpful. And then at some point, I'll do it for so long that hopefully one day I'll just be able to let it go and let them just kind of read it.
Doug said before the game that, he's had some stretches where he's seen a team playing and it didn't feel like him, and he felt like that you maybe have kind of experienced the same kind of thing in your tenure here.
You said what now?
That's just watching the team. It wasn't like wasn't representative of what he's trying to do, and he felt like maybe you've had that same kind of challenge here. Do you think this stretch has kind of been the longest one where you really see your identity on this team shining through?
Well, I think that's obvious. I think all of y'all have gotten to know me and what I believe and how I think the game should be played. And from the very beginning, when I showed up here, I've never wavered on what I feel like our game should look like with me as the leader. It's looking like that right now, on both sides of the ball. And so I completely understand what Doug is saying. Obviously his thing is a really short sample size. I think he's doing amazing. He took off, and he just took off his first 10 games, and it was beautiful. And now I think they're settling in, made the trade, but DC's going to do a really good job over there. He's already doing it, but I completely understand what he means.